My boss laughed when I asked for a $50,000 raise. Now he pays me to stay quiet. Hi, I'm Sophia Rivera, and I'm 29 years old. What happened to me 3 months ago will change how you think about workplace power dynamics forever. Before I tell you how a single laugh from my arrogant boss turned into the sweetest revenge imaginable, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. If you love stories where entitled executives get exactly what they deserve, this channel is your new obsession. Now let me tell you how I went from being dismissed as not worth half that to making my former boss pay me hush money every single month. I'm sitting across from Harrison Ward in his corner office, my hands slightly sweating as I prepare to ask for something I've earned 10 times over. The $50,000 raise request sits on the tip of my tongue like a loaded weapon. Harrison, I've been thinking about my compensation. Given my performance over the past 2 years, I believe a $50,000 salary increase is justified. The words hang in the air for exactly 3 seconds before he erupts into laughter so loud that heads actually turn in the open office outside his glass walls. Sweetheart, he says, wiping tears from his eyes, you're not worth half that. The company's too broke for raises right now. I smile politely, nodding as if I understand. What Harrison doesn't know is that my phone is sitting face down on the table between us, recording every single word of this conversation. His dismissive laughter will cost him more than $50,000. Much more. Harrison waves me off like I'm a child asking for candy, his $12,000 Rolex catching the afternoon light as he gestures toward the door. Maybe next year, if you really apply yourself. I stand up slowly, maintaining my professional smile. Of course, I understand completely. As I reach for the door handle, his phone lights up with an incoming call. The name on the screen makes my blood freeze. Amanda Cross, Meridian Corporation. Meridian Corporation. Our biggest competitor. Why is their CEO calling my boss on his personal phone? Harrison quickly flips the phone face down, but it's too late. I've seen enough to know that something's very wrong here. Have a great rest of your day, I say sweetly, closing his door behind me. I walk back to my desk with measured steps, but my mind is racing. Too broke for raises, but rich enough for luxury watches and secret calls with competitors. Time to find out what Harrison Ward is really up to. The next morning, I'm refilling my coffee in the break room when I hear Harrison's voice drifting from the adjacent conference room. The door is slightly ajar, and I can see him laughing with James Peterson from accounting. Keeping her in my place was the right call, Harrison says. Can't have the employees thinking they're actually worth what they're asking for. Smart move saving that bonus pool for the boys, James replies. No point wasting it on someone who doesn't understand business. They both laugh, and I feel my face burn with humiliation and rage. But I don't storm in. Instead, I quietly pull out my phone and hit record again. The less they know about the real money flowing through here, the better, Harrison continues. Some people just aren't meant for the big leagues. I slip away before they notice me, but I've heard enough. Harrison isn't just dismissive, he's actively plotting to keep me underpaid while mysterious money flows through the company. My phone now contains 2 very interesting recordings. That evening, I get a last-minute text from Harrison, cover the Pinnacle Industries dinner tonight. Emergency. I arrive at the upscale restaurant to find Thomas Wright, Pinnacle's CEO, already seated and visibly irritated. Harrison is nowhere to be seen. Ms. Rivera, I wasn't expecting you, Thomas says, his tone clipped. Where's Harrison? He had an emergency. I'm here to handle whatever you need. Thomas studies me carefully, then leans forward. I need to discuss the special arrangement we have with your company. The one Harrison assured me would remain discreet. My heart pounds, but I keep my expression neutral. Of course. Discretion is our priority. Good. Because if anyone finds out about the contract modifications we've been making, it could cause problems for both our companies. Contract modifications? I smile and nod, mentally recording every word. What kind of arrangement requires this level of secrecy? The next morning, I'm organizing files near Harrison's office when a courier arrives with a thick manila envelope. The return address catches my eye before Harrison quickly snatches it away. Cayman International Bank. Cayman Islands. Offshore banking. The pieces are starting to form a very ugly picture. Harrison glances around nervously before shoving the envelope into his desk drawer and locking it. But he's too late. I've already snapped a photo of the return address with my phone. Sophia, don't you have work to do? He snaps. Absolutely. Just organizing the client files, I reply innocently. As I walk away, my mind is spinning. Secret calls with competitors, mysterious dinner arrangements, and now offshore banking. Harrison Ward isn't just dismissing my raise request, he's hiding something that could destroy him. I need to find out what's in that envelope. And I need help from someone with access to information I can't get alone. During lunch, I find Mia Patterson from IT in the cafeteria. We've been friends since I started here, and I know she has access to interesting information. Mia, can I ask you something confidential? She leans in, intrigued. What's up? Have you noticed any unusual file transfers lately? Large amounts of data being moved to external accounts? Her expression grows serious. Actually, yes. There have been several massive file transfers over the past 6 months. All from executive-level accounts to a private server. Do you know whose account? Harrison Ward's. The transfers always happen after hours, and they're encrypted. Very sophisticated setup. My pulse quickens. Is there any way to track where those files are going? Mia glances around the cafeteria, then pulls out her laptop. I shouldn't be showing you this, but the destination server is registered to an offshore company. Shell Corporation stuff. Harrison isn't just hiding money, he's systematically stealing company data. Mia, I need your help. Something big is happening here. That evening, Mia sends me a secure link with a password prompt. I stare at the screen, trying to think like Harrison Ward. His office photos show his daughter's soccer team, her jersey number prominently displayed. I type in her birthday, 08152012. The folder opens, revealing dozens of files I've never seen before. Contract modifications, financial statements, and something that makes my blood run cold, a video file labeled Confidential, A.Cross meeting. I click play and watch Harrison sitting across from Amanda Cross, Meridian CEO, in what appears to be a hotel conference room. The information you're providing is invaluable, Amanda says. Our bids have been perfectly positioned thanks to your insider knowledge. Harrison leans back smugly. And the compensation has been more than adequate. $42 million over 2 years isn't bad for a little corporate intelligence. $42 million. Harrison has been selling our company's secrets to our biggest competitor. I screenshot everything, my hands shaking with excitement and rage. This is bigger than a denied raise. This is corporate espionage. I watched the video 3 more times, documenting every detail. Harrison casually discusses upcoming contracts, client strategies, and internal financial data. Information that Meridian has clearly been using to undercut our bids and steal our clients. The beauty is, Harrison says on the recording, no one suspects a thing. They think I'm just a dedicated employee working late. Amanda slides an envelope across the table. The Cayman account has been updated with this month's payment. Same arrangement next month? Absolutely. As long as the money keeps flowing, so does the information. I pause the video, staring at Harrison's smug face on my screen. This man denied my raise while pocketing millions from corporate espionage. He called me not worth half that, while selling out the company that pays both our salaries. But now I have everything I need to destroy him. The question is, how do I use this nuclear weapon without getting caught in the blast? I need to be smart about this. Strategic. The next morning, my phone rings with an unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something tells me to pick up. Harrison Ward's office, this is. The voice begins. I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number, I interrupt. Oh. I was trying to reach Mr. Ward's assistant about the Cayman transfer confirmation. This is Attorney Phillips from Blackstone Legal. We need to verify that the quarterly payment went through. My heart stops. She thinks I'm Harrison's assistant. Of course, I say smoothly. Let me check on that status for you. Perfect. The client is anxious to confirm the $3.2 million deposit cleared successfully. $3.2 million. Quarterly. This is even bigger than I thought. I'll have Mr. Ward call you back within the hour, I manage. After hanging up, I sit in stunned silence. Harrison isn't just selling information, he's being paid millions on a regular schedule. And now I have a direct connection to his legal team. During my lunch break, I'm walking through the lobby when I accidentally bump into Thomas Wright, the board member I met at the Pinnacle dinner. Papers scatter everywhere as we both bend to pick them up. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry. Ms. Rivera, no problem at all. He helps gather the documents, then pauses. How have things been going since our dinner meeting? I lower my voice conspiratorially. To be honest, I've been concerned about some of the international transfers I've noticed in our financial reports. The amounts seem unusual. His eyes narrow with interest. What kind of transfers? Large sums moving to offshore accounts. I'm probably overthinking it, but given the company's financial position. Thomas studies my face carefully. Ms. Rivera, if you ever want to discuss your concerns in a more formal setting, please call me directly. He hands me his business card, then leans closer. The board takes these matters very seriously. As he walks away, I realize I've just lit the fuse. That afternoon, I'm reviewing quarterly reports when I notice something strange. An internal audit that was scheduled for last month has completely disappeared from our shared drive. I call Mia immediately. The Q3 audit report, it's gone from the system. Gone? That's impossible. Those reports are backed up automatically. Can you check the deleted files? 20 minutes later, Mia appears at my desk with a printed copy. Found it in the permanently deleted folder. Someone really didn't want this seen. I scan the document, my eyes widening with each page. Red flags everywhere, unauthorized money transfers, missing documentation, and a highlighted section about irregular executive-level financial activity requiring immediate investigation. The audit team had found Harrison's scheme. And he'd deleted the evidence. Mia, I need you to restore this file to the shared drive. Are you sure? Whoever deleted it will know someone accessed it. I'm sure. It's time for this to come to light. At lunch the next day, I'm sitting with Victoria Hayes, a senior VP, when I casually drop my concern. Victoria, I've been thinking about our company's reputation lately. Some of the financial irregularities I've noticed make me worry about potential audit issues. She sets down her salad fork. What kind of irregularities? Offshore transfers, missing audit reports. I'm probably being paranoid, but in today's corporate climate. Victoria nods seriously. You're right to be concerned. Have you discussed this with anyone else? I mentioned it to Thomas right from the board. He seemed interested. I notice Harrison at a table across the restaurant, his ears clearly straining to hear our conversation. Perfect. I think I should schedule a meeting with legal, Victoria says. This needs proper investigation. That evening, Harrison texts me, we need to talk. My office, 8 a.m. tomorrow. The trap is working beautifully. Harrison's office blinds are closed when I arrive the next morning. He's standing behind his desk, his usually perfect composure cracked with visible tension. Sit down, Sophia. I take the chair across from him, keeping my expression innocent and concerned. I know you've been snooping around, asking questions about things that don't concern you. I'm sorry, I don't understand, don't play dumb. His voice is ice cold. The audit reports, the questions to board members, the lunch conversation yesterday. If you value your job, you'll stop this investigation immediately. I lean forward, genuinely curious. Harrison, what investigation? I'm just concerned about our company's financial health. Your concern is noted and dismissed. Focus on your actual job responsibilities. Of course, I say, standing to leave. I'm just naturally curious about how businesses operate. The thread is clear, but so is his panic. Harrison Ward is terrified. And terrified people make mistakes. Working late that evening, I notice lights still on in Harrison's office. Through the glass walls, I can see him frantically feeding documents into the industrial shredder. After he leaves, I wait 30 minutes before making my move. The cleaning crew won't arrive for another hour. Harrison's office door is locked, but the shredder bin is in the hallway. I dig through the strips of paper, looking for anything recognizable. Most of the documents are completely destroyed, but I find several pieces that weren't shredded completely. Contract fragments, signature lines, and, jackpot, a partial letterhead from Meridian Corp. I carefully arrange the fragments on my phone's camera, piecing together what I can. One signature is clearly visible on a contract modification form. The same signature I saw on the Cayman Bank envelope. Harrison has been leaving a paper trail of his crimes, and now he's desperately trying to destroy the evidence. But he's too late. I spend my weekend carefully reconstructing the shredded documents using high-resolution photos and puzzle-solving patience. The picture becomes crystal clear. Harrison has been systematically modifying contracts to give Meridian Corp competitive advantages while routing payments through offshore accounts. The signature on the Meridian contract matches perfectly with the signature on the Cayman Bank documents I photographed earlier. I now have physical proof of Harrison's corporate espionage scheme. But I need more than paper trails. I need him to confess on record. Monday morning, I send Harrison a carefully crafted text. I've been thinking about our conversation. You're absolutely right. I should focus on my job and stop worrying about things above my pay grade. Can I buy you dinner this week to apologize for overstepping? His response comes within minutes. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Romano's downtown. Perfect. Romano's is loud enough for cover but quiet enough for clear recording. Harrison Ward is about to dig his own grave. Wednesday evening, I arrive at Romano's with my phone already recording in my purse. Harrison is waiting at a corner table, looking more relaxed than I've seen him in weeks. Sophia, I'm glad you reached out. I may have been harsh the other day. Not at all, I say, settling into my chair. I realize now that I was asking questions I didn't understand. Exactly. This business has layers that take years to comprehend. I order wine and lean forward conspiratorially. I have to admit, I'm impressed by how you've managed to position yourself so successfully. The offshore accounts, the side arrangements, it's brilliant. Harrison's ego can't resist the bait. It takes vision to see opportunities others miss. Like the Meridian relationship? His wine glass pauses halfway to his lips. What do you know about Meridian? Just that you found creative ways to make that relationship profitable. I admire the strategic thinking. For the next hour, Harrison talks himself into a confession that will end his career. Friday morning, Mia slips me a USB drive during our coffee break. Everything's on here, she whispers. Email records, file transfer logs, the Cayman Bank communications, and the video footage from the hotel meeting. I turn the small device over in my hands, marveling at how something so tiny contains enough evidence to destroy a man's life. Mia, you could get in serious trouble for this. So could you. But sometimes doing the right thing is worth the risk. I slip the USB into my pocket, feeling its weight like a nuclear weapon. Be careful, Sophia. This could ruin him completely. I know, I reply. That's exactly what I'm counting on. Tonight is the company's annual black tie gala. Harrison will be there, along with the entire board of directors and most of our major clients. The perfect venue for the perfect revelation. The grand ballroom is filled with the city's business elite when I arrive at the company gala. Harrison is holding court near the bar, his wife beside him, both laughing at some joke told by a potential client. I'm circulating near the silent auction tables when I see something that stops me cold. Harrison discreetly handing a manila folder to Amanda Cross from Meridian Corp. She's here. At our company event. Receiving what can only be more stolen information. I quickly pull out my phone and snap several photos of the exchange. But as I'm adjusting the zoom for a clearer shot, someone grabs my wrist. Ms. Rivera. I spin around to find Thomas Wright, the board member, standing directly behind me. Mr. Wright. You startled me. His grip on my wrist doesn't loosen. We need to talk. Now. My heart pounds as he guides me toward a quiet corner of the ballroom. Has he caught me spying? Is he working with Harrison? We've been watching Harrison for months, he whispers. Can you prove what happened tonight? Relief floods through me. He's not Harrison's ally, he's my unexpected backup. Thomas's revelation changes everything. The board hasn't just been suspicious. They've been conducting their own investigation. We know about the offshore accounts and the Meridian connection, he continues. But we need concrete proof that will stand up in court. I have that proof, I whisper back, patting my purse where the USB drive sits. Tonight? Everything. Videos, bank records, email communications, and I just photographed him handing documents to Amanda Cross. Thomas's eyes light up with predatory satisfaction. How quickly can you get that evidence to the other board members? I look around the ballroom, spotting the 5 other board members scattered throughout the crowd. How do you feel about a little technology demonstration during the CEO's speech? What do you have in mind? I pull out my phone and show him the AirDrop function. Every board member with an iPhone is about to receive some very interesting viewing material. Thomas grins. The CEO's speech starts in 10 minutes. Perfect. That gives me just enough time to load the most damaging video onto my phone. This is it. The moment Harrison Ward's world collapses. As CEO, Michael Henderson takes the stage for his annual address. I position myself strategically in the crowd with clear sight lines to all 6 board members. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our most successful year yet. I open my AirDrop settings and select the video file of Harrison's confession with Amanda Cross. 6 iPhone contacts appear, the entire board of directors. Thanks to the dedication and integrity of our team. I hit send. 6 devices simultaneously light up with incoming files. We've built this company on trust and transparency. Thomas Wright opens the video first, his face immediately hardening. Within seconds, the other board members are watching Harrison casually discuss selling company secrets for $42 million. Gasps ripple through the board members' immediate vicinity. Harrison, still standing near the bar, notices the commotion but doesn't understand what's happening yet. And it's that commitment to ethical business practices that sets us apart. Thomas Wright stands and begins walking toward the stage. 3 other board members follow. Harrison's face goes from confused to terrified in the span of 5 seconds. The CEO's speech grinds to a confused halt as 4 board members approach the stage with their phones in hand. Michael, we need to speak with you immediately, Thomas announces loudly enough for the nearby tables to hear. Harrison tries to blend into the crowd, but Diana Cooper, another board member, positions herself directly in his path. Harrison, don't leave just yet. The ballroom fills with nervous murmurs as everyone senses something dramatic unfolding. Amanda Cross from Meridian quietly slips toward the exit, but Thomas signals security to block the doors. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Henderson announces from the stage, his voice strained, we're going to take a brief intermission. But the board isn't waiting for privacy. Thomas Wright holds up his phone so the video is visible to nearby guests. Harrison's recorded voice fills the immediate area. $42 million over 2 years isn't bad for a little corporate intelligence. The color drains from Harrison's face as he realizes his own words are being broadcast to a room full of industry leaders. His career isn't just over, it's being publicly executed. I arrive at the office Monday morning to find my keycard deactivated and a courier waiting with an official-looking envelope. Sophia Rivera? This is for you. Inside is a termination notice, effective immediately, citing a violation of confidentiality agreements and unauthorized access to company data. Harrison's counterstrike. He's trying to frame me as the criminal before the board can act on the evidence. But I'm already walking toward the executive conference room where an emergency board meeting is in session. My phone buzzes with a text from Thomas Wright, come up now. Bring everything. The elevator ride to the executive floor feels like ascending to my own trial. But when the doors open, I see Harrison sitting alone at a conference table, looking like a man facing execution. The 6 board members are arranged opposite him, their expressions ranging from disgusted to furious. Ms. Rivera, Thomas calls out, please join us. I walk into the room with my USB drive in hand, watching Harrison's eyes widen as he realizes his termination gambit has failed. Everything the board needs is right here, I say, placing the drive on the table. Mr. Ward, Thomas Wright begins formally, you've been presented with evidence of corporate espionage, money laundering, and breach of fiduciary duty. Do you have any response? Harrison looks around the table desperately. This is all fabricated. Sophia has been harassing me for weeks, trying to extort money. The video evidence shows you explicitly discussing $42 million in payments from Meridian Corp. Diana Cooper interrupts. Are you claiming that's fabricated? The offshore bank communications are time-stamped and verified, adds another board member. The money trail is undeniable. Harrison's shoulders slump in defeat. I can explain. The only explanation we need, Thomas continues, is whether you'll resign immediately or face criminal prosecution. The room falls silent as Harrison weighs his options. If I resign, you'll face civil litigation but avoid criminal charges, Diana clarifies. And you'll comply with any demands for restitution. Harrison nods slowly, then looks directly at me with pure hatred. But first, Thomas adds with a slight smile, we have an offer for Ms. Rivera. All eyes turn to me as Thomas Wright stands. Sophia, the board would like to offer you Harrison's position as Senior Vice President of Strategic Development. I stare at the board in shock. You're offering me his job. You've demonstrated exceptional investigation skills, unwavering integrity, and detailed knowledge of our competitor relationships, Thomas explains. Plus, you've just saved this company from potential bankruptcy. The irony is delicious. The man who laughed at my $50,000 raise request is about to be replaced by me. I accept, I say firmly. But I have one condition. The board members exchange glances. What condition? I look directly at Harrison, who's staring at me with undisguised rage. I want him to personally fund a monthly silence agreement. He pays me directly to ensure this situation remains confidential. That's extortion. Harrison explodes. No, Diana Cooper corrects, that's a non-disclosure agreement with financial consideration. Perfectly legal. Thomas Wright grins. How much monthly compensation are you requesting? I pretend to consider carefully. $25,000. Monthly. Harrison's face goes white. I don't have that kind of money, you had $42 million from Meridian, I remind him. I'm sure you can manage $300,000 a year to protect what's left of your reputation. The board approves unanimously. Harrison signs the agreement with shaking hands. 3 months later, I'm sitting in Harrison's former corner office, reviewing quarterly reports from my new position. Every month, like clockwork, $25,000 appears in my personal account with a memo line that simply reads, Confidentiality Agreement, H. Ward. Harrison works for a small consulting firm now, his reputation in corporate circles completely destroyed. He can't afford to stop paying me. Any violation of our agreement means I release the full evidence to law enforcement. The $50,000 raise I originally requested? That's now my monthly silence fee, paid directly by the man who laughed and called me not worth half that. Last week, I saw him at a coffee shop near my building. When our eyes met across the crowded cafe, he quickly looked away, his face flushed with shame and rage. He doesn't laugh anymore. Every month when that payment arrives, I remember the sound of his dismissive laughter echoing through his office. The condescending way he waved me off like an annoying child. Now he pays me more in 1 month than he was willing to give me in an entire year. And every time I see that deposit notification, I smile and think about the recording that started it all, the moment he laughed at someone who was secretly recording his downfall. Justice has never felt so profitable. If this story proves anything, it's that underestimating someone can be the most expensive mistake you'll ever make. Have you ever had a boss who dismissed your worth? Drop your story in the comments. This community supports everyone who's been undervalued at work. Smash that like button if you love seeing arrogant bosses get what they deserve. Subscribe and hit the bell for more workplace justice stories that prove karma is real. Comment your thoughts. I respond to every single one. Share this with anyone who's ever been laughed at by their boss, because sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even, it's getting paid. Monthly. Forever.